Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Funding is provided by a grant from Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who spent a lifetime caring for others. Absolute Care is located at 26 Cass Street in Westfield. Dave Cass and Rick Newell provide funding on behalf of the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant at the Docks, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville. From the Access Channel 5 television studio in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Senior Report is broadcast live throughout northern Chautauqua County on Saturday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. each week. Call in and share a thought, make a comment, ask a question, or simply wish someone a happy birthday on Chautauqua County's only live call-in senior program. Since 1995, Reed has been bringing viewers hundreds of interesting guests, informing the community on a variety of subjects. Here's the host of the show, Reed Powers.
And good morning. What a beautiful day we have here in Chautauqua County. I have a wonderful guest with me. He is John Patterson, mayor of the lovely little village nestled up in the hills. And we're going to be talking about some of our small villages in Chautauqua County and about his village in particular, Sherman. And it'll be just a kind of fun day. It's a small village day. And we're not going to have a state senator on today. We're not going to have the vice president on. It's just, we have somebody of equal importance in a smaller way, John Patterson. Anybody wants to call in, remember, during the program, this is your magic carpet into the universe. The number is very easy to remember. It's 753-JACK, like jack your phone in. You can't beat it. We have... you can call in for anything. Everybody calls in, I'm going to give you two $5 bills certificates off the Lakeview, that beautiful little restaurant at the foot of the hill. Actually, it's two restaurants in Mayville. One is the Docks, and then the other one is, they specialize in fish. And then you have the Lakeview. They have a salad bar that kills, I might add. Anything you dreamed of in a salad bar is there, believe it or not. I want to just say that we have a lot of interesting happenings on television now. The wars go on and on and on in Afghanistan and Iraq, and it's getting worse and worse from what they report in Afghanistan, even though the president is telling us, oh, we're winning, we're going to beat them all, no problem, out with the Al-Qaeda, everything. Utter nonsense. That's what the Russians were telling their people before they finally folded it up and ran like hell after having been bankrupted by this war and so many thousands killed. We're up to probably about, well, they don't tell us all the ones that are killed. A lot of people are killed in accidents and they don't count, or people get mortally wounded but they wind up in another hospital and they die there. They're not counted in the actual hazards. So actually, it's probably, I've estimated, probably about 7,000 or 8,000 have actually died, Americans, and at least 10 times that many have been wounded. Probably another 3,000 or 4,000 have been mortally wounded, or maybe a lot more than that. But at any rate, it's becoming a disaster. And they knew it was a disaster when they went in. Everybody in the world said, don't jump into Afghanistan, no problem. And of course, Obama, who was going to settle affairs there, simply doubled the troops, or tripled them, I guess, in Afghanistan. What a nightmare! All right, anyway, let's hope they do away with that. At least the one good bright side, if it's a bright side, is they killed bin Laden finally. They got to good old bin Laden and knocked him off, shot him, and he's dead, because even the Taliban, with whom he was very closely connected, admit he's a goner now. They incidentally tell us he's now a martyr, and this is going to set off an incredible firestorm in the United States. They're going to go after us in every way. Our arenas, our trains, our buses, we're going to get it now, they tell us. I don't think so. Locally in New York State, of course, taxes are the same, up 25%, and seniors, of course, aren't getting their COLA, which they were promised for 3 years running now, and they've been getting a fake COLA based on the so-called tricky, phony federal figures, the core inflation, which doesn't count half of what they buy. They've lost about probably 60% of the dollar since the beginning of the 2000s. And nobody's doing a thing about it. Congress couldn't care less. They wouldn't even toss them a $200 small increment. They said, nah, we haven't got the money for that. Oh, really? Where's that $8 trillion trust fund that the Congress was left of? Yeah. Let's hear it, Congress. You haven't got the money. You have a trust fund with $8 trillion in it. And you say, well, it's there. Don't worry. We'll cover it. Yeah. It's just like a Patty who goes to the funeral. And he goes to Mikey's funeral. And Patty goes over to Mikey's coffin and fiddles around a little bit. And his wife says, hey, Patty, what are you doing over there in the funeral coffin? He says, oh, yeah, you saw that. And he said, well, actually, I gave him a check for $10,000. I've owed him that for 5 years. That's what we've got in our account, nothing. Okay, friends. Time to move on here. I got some wonderful news. No, this is the bad news. Here's the good news. It's the, first of all, Mayville. Drop around Mayville today. Today, right? And it's, they're celebrating the 125th anniversary at the fire department. You know where that is, right in the corner of the main drag there. They have an open house, engines, ladder. They have the county ladder truck, which everybody shares. And it's 10 to 3 p.m., 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. So when this show's over, scamper over there. Lots of activities, demonstrations, food, drinks, and fooling around, they tell me. Anyway, drop around the Mayville Fire Department. Help them celebrate that 125 years of wonderful service. Most of the fire departments in the county have had equal time almost. 10 to 3 at the fire hall, Mayville, New York. All righty. I now have some local stuff I want to give you here. This is kind of fun. And if you wanted that, John, there you go. We have a lot of nice senior clubs in the county, and I just want to give you a couple of notes from them. First of all, the Dunkirk Federated Seniors, who have quite a setup there over there. They have a wonderful hall. They have a jogging. You can jog around, you dance. They have all kinds of card games. They have crafts, and they have fooling around. President's Loretta Hammock. If you want to get involved, check with Loretta Hammock. She's well known in the area. And you can get over there, drop around May 10th. They have a regular meeting there, and it'll be around noon. And you'll meet Arlene Griswold, who's doing the coffee and cakes and stuff, which are very important. It's a wonderful part of the business here. Sheridan Happy. Oh, incidentally, I want to mention, they have an installation dinner at the Dunkirk Senior May 17th. And that's very important. They put in the new officers who usually rotate. It's a certain hardworking, wonderful saints do the officerships, including the president, for the senior clubs. No money, just a lot of headaches. Sheridan Happy seniors meet at the St. Bosco Hall, and over in Sheridan area, and they always have a great group there. Ellen Soothall is the president. Check with her if you'd like to join. Make sure you do join. The snowbirds are coming back, incidentally, they tell us. I've got a note here. They're going to, oh my goodness, I lost 2 pages here. That's not good. All right, here we go. Their next meeting over there is May 13th at 1 p.m. and they'll get a talk by Joe DeMarco of Orchard Park called Wings. I don't know what that means. Make chicken wings? How to make them? I doubt that, but whatever. Get over there May 13th if you haven't joined. They're going to join together with the Forestville seniors for their Mother-Father's Day lunch at Kosciuszko Club in Dunkirk, May 19th at noon. Angie Logan will take the reservations. Get them in. Their next trip is Station Dinner Theater in Erie. $70 a person, ain't bad. It's a movie, I should say it's an actual theater, and you get some dinner. Hey, can you beat it? And transportation. The Hoytink family does the entertaining occasionally, and they showed up there. They have an electric keyboard, and they have a lot of songs, violins and trumpets. The musical program is always enjoyed. If you want them at your senior club, give them a shout. Pete Hoytink, Hoitink. President over there in Westfield, this is Westfield, incidentally, is Shirley Copine, and her husband is quite a guy. He is a member of the fire police and has been on the fire department so long that he is the corporate memory now. They had an inspirational Easter card over there in a meeting from 28:6, Matthew, from the Bible. And another note or two here on that one. Jack Dean is presenting. He's an old-timer in Westfield, had a beautiful house up on the corner of 2nd and the beautiful Portage Road. He's going to talk about the boats on Lake Erie. You know, there are a lot of boats. There are hundreds of boats sunk out in Lake Erie, too. It's a rough lake. It's flat, and it's very shallow, so when the storm brews, it can knock a boat out in more than minutes before they can get to shelter. But there are a lot of big ships out there. He's going to talk about them, and many very famous ships. And, of course, there have been, actually during the war, there have been a few that are quite famous. Baked brownies made by Palmetier. And everything sounds good. All right, they had a gift certificate for Tim Morton's, won by Rayner and Marlene Sellers. Lakeshore seniors, quite a bunch. They meet. They're a nice crowd over there in the Dunkirk senior area, actually from Fredonia more. And Charlene Hallmark is the lady in charge. And get in touch with her if you want to talk about it. Spring tides they were talking about. The attendance prize over there was won by Beatrice Tilley. Helper of the day, Stella Mikulak. Hey. Silver Creek seniors. I should mention the next meeting is May 11th. Drop around if you want to get involved with the Lakeshore crowd. Silver Creek, the Silver Creek seniors meet regularly, and Ed Newman is the president, does the job, opens up. Excuse me. They have a wonderful meeting house, corner of Route 5 and Route 20. They want to note that they had a trip to the Erie Playhouse, the Silver Creek crowd. Anybody in the area who's considering it, it's been canceled due to lack of interest. If they had a trip to the casino, it'd be overflowing. Next meeting over there at Silver Creek is May 10th. Drop in. May 17th, they're having an ice cream social, which many groups around here are. Don't forget the school votes, incidentally, in many of your areas. It's very important to get down there and vote on that school and approve the budget. Even though the budget you're approving, having had much experience on school boards, I will tell you, is only about 4% of the entire budget that you can actually control. The rest of it's all locked in by contract, by state mandates, and all kinds of other things. And so when you vote against the school budget, all you do is kill the art, the music, the buses, and certain superfluous things such as that. Ha-ha. I have a public service announcement for you, and then we'll hear from Doc Hamels. He's got a word or two to say. For you.
Mom, can I have $1? Yeah, it's right. I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. What about your sister's room? It's not there either. The upstairs closet? The downstairs closet? There are no more closets.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
There you go, letsmove.gov. John Hamels, Doc, you're on. Unfortunately, my gadget here is not on, but hold on.
Hold on, we'll get the sound effect here.
He shoots from the hip.
Well, good morning to our guests, John and Reed. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Just a few things this morning, nothing too... The latest magazine that I write for, but I always like to point this out from time to time.